From reminiscing about Jamie and Claire's chemistry in a steamy scene from season 6, to loving the guidance of a brand new intimacy coordinator on the Outlander set. Here's how Outlander's Sam Heughan admits to enjoying spicy scenes with Katrina Buff. The couple's been rocking the screen since 2014 and has had some seriously hot moments together on the show, but there's one scene from season 6 which captures Jamie and Claire's chemistry perfectly. And it hasn't left Sam's mind just yet. In an interview with Gold Derby, he went into detail about the scene where he comes back from being away, throws his jacket at Mrs. Bug, and just jumps up the stairs with this insane speed and lightness looking for his favorite woman. Heughan helped choreograph that scene because he's all about those moments that build this beautiful relationship between his character and Buff's. Now, both of them are absolute pros at steaming up the screens, and it works out perfectly for Outlander, because Claire and Jamie are nothing without their intimate moments. Right from the get-go, getting intimate became a crucial part of Claire's story. But it wasn't only about getting down and dirty. It's all about the deep connection she shared with Jamie, because when the series kicked off, intimacy acted as a bridge that brought Claire and Frank Randall back together after World War II. But then Claire traveled back in time and met Jamie, and in author Diana Gabaldon's words, every time Jamie and Claire reunited after being apart, intimacy was their way of finding each other. The two never wanted to marry each other, and Jamie married Claire because he wanted to protect her. Sure, he wanted to sleep with her too, but he didn't give in to those feelings yet. Their attraction was so intense that it held them together through some of their toughest times. Sam and Katrina have never shied away from intimacy, and they've executed their steamy scenes with perfection. But they weren't this confident at the start. When they first started working together, they admitted that those sexy moments were super awkward. In 2017, Buff talked to Entertainment Weekly and revealed that all those steamy scenes are nothing like what you see on TV. Instead of the actors getting their groove on in private, there's usually a whole bunch of people in the room since it's a full-blown production. And unless you're into the idea of an audience watching you get intimate, you're gonna be disturbed as hell. Buff admitted that sometimes she walks away from those scenes feeling a bit banged up. And back in 2014, when Sam and Katrina had just scored the roles of Jamie and Claire, they admitted that filming intimate scenes always made them nervous. Think about it. They're good friends in real life. So things can get a little awkward when they're pretending to get into each other's pants, right? But because they trust each other and know they're in safe hands, they power through the scenes with each other's help. Plus, the crew's extremely cooperative, and Buff joked that a whiskey shot always helps them loosen up before getting down to business. But there's a reason why the two felt so anxious about their steamy scenes at the start. Because Heughan revealed in 2018 that all those steamy scenes with Buff are thoroughly planned. At the time, they had to work closely with the director and the writer to nail every single detail. When it came to that iconic wedding night intimacy scene in season 1, showrunner Matthew B. Roberts made sure everything was on point before the cameras started rolling. Roberts revealed that they wanted Jamie and Claire's first time to be like any other scene they shot, and they didn't want to make the actors feel any different. But production-wise, they took extra care in prepping that scene. They choreographed it, rehearsed it, tested the lighting in the room, and even checked how the costumes would look. They went through the scenes over and over, like they were rehearsing a dance performance. And before they got to the shooting part, their coordination had to be perfect. But I want to let you in on a big secret. Usually, they don't have the luxury of doing all that prep for every scene, because time is tight. But when it comes to those steamy moments, they make sure to rehearse beforehand. This is because they want the actors to feel comfortable with the moves they're making and be free to open up in front of the crew. It's important to make an environment where they can let loose and not be shy when bringing the heat to the screen. But in Sam's experience, not all of the steamy scenes were easy to get through. Sure, he enjoyed some of them, but while talking about getting intimate on screen, he mentioned how it doesn't come naturally to him every time. He has to work hard to get in the zone and perform the scene as authentically as possible. In fact, He recalled the disturbing assault scenes from season 1, and the discomfort he had to go through was real. In the last few episodes, Jamie went through some seriously dark stuff, like assault by the sadistic British officer, Blackjack Randall. Looking back, Heughan confessed that he didn't feel fully supported during that time, because it was a whole new experience for everyone involved. Sam didn't want the scene to be aired. He didn't even want to film it, because he questioned if it was even necessary for the plot line. Jamie's torture was extremely graphic, and he could barely get through the acting part. Because let's face it, Jamie was in some serious pain, being constantly humiliated while being held captive. Eventually, Sam had to act it out because the director required it from him. The team was creating a brand new show based on Gabaldon's best-selling novels, and expectations were sky high. In his memoir, Waypoints, Sam talked about his struggles with body image and the crazy pressure that led to him developing low-level body dysmorphia as an actor, but also revealed some behind-the-scenes drama during the shooting of the assault scenes. His contract required him to go fully naked from the front in those scenes, but he felt it was a bad idea. In his eyes, showing his body would add nothing to the horror of what Jamie was going through in that castle dungeon. The scene didn't deserve to be sexualized by showing his body, and Sam believed that imagination's way more powerful. Nobody needs to see all the gory details to understand the horrific experience these characters go through, but it sparked a massive debate, and they all wanted to get it right. But they had to listen to Sam and let go of the scene altogether. Heughan believes that sometimes less is more, and it's all about finding the delicate balance. Sam really didn't like the way things were being done when it came to intimacy. So for Outlander's Season 6, he got an intimacy coordinator on the set to help them out. He was an executive producer on the show by this point. So in came Vanessa Coffey, who was there to help out with those steamy scenes. It turned out to be a game changer, especially for Sam and Katrina. Not only did she help out with the potentially awkward and challenging scenes, but she was also really into exploring the depth of the relationship between Jamie and Claire. They wanted to take the audience on a journey and make them feel like they're with the couple. Heughan admitted that the physical connection is a massive part of Jamie and Claire's relationship, so they have to focus on getting these scenes right. Sam explained that in Coffey's presence, everyone involved was better supported, and they could explore new ways to add more depth and intimacy to those scenes. Coffey made a massive impact on their intimate scenes in Season 6. And while talking about it, Sam explained just how much he loved Coffey's guidance. Before the intimacy coordinator, it used to be a battleground for the actors. Sam and Katrina were left to figure it out independently, having to rely on their own chemistry and trust. After all, they'd gotten pretty close by that time, so it wasn't a big deal. But then Coffey came in, and she took the pressure off, guiding them through those intimate scenes like a pro. She brought fresh ideas, taking the scenes to a whole new level, and made them feel way more emotionally charged. Heughan explained their approach, clarifying how in this season they were putting quality first. But this wasn't all. Sam felt a huge responsibility to the younger actors, like Caesar Domboy and Lauren Lyle, since he knew intimate scenes could be super difficult, especially since they're just starting. Coffey wasn't just helping the main on-screen couples, she also guided the younger cast members, especially during Fergus and Marcelli's intimate scenes, all so that they never had to be uncomfortable during an intimate scene ever again. So there you have it. From loving the guidance of a brand new intimacy coordinator on the Outlander set, to reminiscing about Jamie and Claire's chemistry in a steamy scene from Season 6. That's how Outlander's Sam Heughan admitted to enjoying spicy scenes with Katrina Boff.